Hi, good life family. What's good and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Welcome to a new video and a new movie review. I'm guessing that from seeing the title and the thumbnail, you already know the movie I'm reviewing today, but just for the sake of, observing protocol. Today I am going to be reviewing the movie Love on Steroids, and this movie is currently showing on Sonia Uche TV here on YouTube. So if you're seeing the movie, you already know the drill. Drop your comments in the comment section and let's know how you feel or you felt about the movie when you saw it. And then if you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend you go check out the movie just so that you can understand the gist of what we're talking about here. The movie stars Maurice and Sonia Uche as the main characters in this film. And to be very honest, I personally would describe this movie as a movie that draws you in and convinces you to stay. That's just like, for lack of better words, that's how I would describe it. Because starting off, watching this movie, I don't know how to say, I wasn't really enjoying it from the onset, but then the more I watched, the more I wanted to watch, coupled with the fact that it was not actually as predictable as I expected, given the fact that most of the movies that you see here aired on the YouTube Nollywood space are mostly very predictable films. This particular movie was not as predictable as I thought it would be. The more I watched it, the more I became curious to know what was actually going to happen next. That's why I chose to describe this movie as a movie that actually convinces you to just stay, right? Sonia Uche in this particular movie and Maurice Sonia Uche is kind of like the main character in this film, and her co-lead is Maurice, and she plays the role of Lily in this particular movie, who is a very obsessed girlfriend that's always craving for attention from her boyfriend, to the point that she literally didn't care about anything that was happening in his life. She just wanted his attention. She wanted him to be readily available for her whenever she needed him to be available. She wanted him to always call her, check on her, and all the kind of things that that people that are attention seek would always expect from people. That's the role that Sonia Uche plays in this movie. While Maurice, who is the co-lead, like I mentioned earlier, plays the role of Hanks, and Hanks is Lily's boyfriend in this particular movie. The movie just has a whole lot of drama going on. It's not there are no crazy plot twists in this movie. It's just a movie that you watch for the fun of it, because it's mainly it's more entertaining than anything else. It's just purely for entertainment, right? In as much as I was able to deduce that Sonia Uche was trying to pass a little bit of a message in this movie about how the impression that a person gets from a person or a figure of authority in their life is actually able to influence their decision and influence their own perspective about things in the long run. Take for instance how Sonia Uche, who played the role of Lily in this movie, had the impression that for you to keep a man, or for you to feel the love of a man, a man, maybe you and someone are in a romantic relationship, you and your boyfriend or your husband, for you to, the only way you can feel his love, or the only way you can be certain that he loves you and he cares about you, is if he is always giving his attention 2/7, 24/7, regardless of what is going on in his life. And she got that particular impression from her mom, and her mom had that impression as a result of some kind of trauma that she had from her own experience in her own relationship, in her own marriage with her husband. That her mother's own issues is not really the main focus of this particular movie. The main focus is Sonia Uche and the issues that she had as a result of the impression that she had from her mother, who is a person of power or authority in her life. Because we learn a lot of things from our parents, right? So this now went on to now affect her and affect the way she perceived love. And as a result of that, she was just always everywhere in this guy's business, demanding his attention. It was really crazy, because it's a movie, it was actually very dramatic. But then I'm just trying to imagine how such a scenario would play out in real life. It was actually very funny. It was actually very, very crazy to watch. One thing that you need to be sure of that you would see in this movie is that you would have a reason to laugh. The movie was actually very funny, and you would experience amazing chemistry from the cast of this particular movie, in my own opinion. One thing I noticed and I was able to deduce from this movie is the fact that I feel like Sonia Uche and Maurice have amazing chemistry, both off camera and on camera, because they seemed to be actually very comfortable with each other, right? When I'm talking about this, I'm not just talking about the romantic chemistry that you could get between the both of them in this movie. It's more about how they had such fantastic platonic chemistry first, and that was not able to just easily flow into like the romantic chemistry and the overall energy between the both of them in delivering their roles in this particular movie. I felt like Sonia Uche and Maurice did so well together. Like they both complemented each other. The way they acted, the kind of like the camaraderie between the both of them, the chemistry, the overall flow of energy between the both of them just projected their acting skills a little bit more, and you could just like you would enjoy the acting, you would enjoy the on-screen chemistry between the both of them, and as a result of that, the acting between the both of them was great. And another thing that I actually particularly liked a lot about this particular movie is the fact that the movie was not like too unicentric, in as much as the main focal point of the movie was Sonia Uche, that's Lily in this movie, and her boyfriend Hanks, and the relationship between the both of them and the craziness that happened between the both of them and how they were able to find middle ground and just basically salvage the situation, between the both of them. There was some other little drama that was happening around them that was actually very interesting. Personally, the whole drama that was happening, with Hanks and his office issues. I was like really invested in that drama, the whole issue that was happening, to Hanks at work, because it was actually very interesting, In as much as we couldn't see what was happening at his office, the little bit of gist here and there that him and his friend were giving us from like their conversations in the movie just gave you an idea of what was happening in the office. And I feel like the team that put this movie together, they did like a fantastic job in being able to bring in that little bit of extra drama on the side that just made the movie to not be so unicentric and focused on the two lovebirds in this movie and making the movie like otherwise boring. I like that the little drama that they put on the side was equally good, and it did not draw focus away from the main focal point of the movie, which was the romance and the issues between Hanks and his girlfriend Lily. And then before I proceed to say anything else, in as much as I already said that Sonia Uche and Maurice had amazing chemistry, and as a result of that they complemented each other in their acting, I also want to point out the fact that Sonia Uche is such a natural in acting. Like I don't know like better words to like express how I feel about Sonia Uche's act. Prior to now, I've never really seen her in a movie where she's not being strictly a comedian in her movies, because most of the movies that I've seen of her, she's mostly always playing like a comedic role in her movie. This particular movie, in as much as the movie had little elements of comedy here and there, the movie was not mainly a comedic film. You can call it a romantic comedy, but like the main focus of the movie was not just in the comedy, right? Sonia Uche is such a fantastic actress to the point that she is obviously so natural in her acting. You are not like, she doesn't, like there are people that you watch them on screen and their acting just gives the vibe of, oh, this person is acting. They are obviously trying to put up a show. But Sonia Uche in this particular movie, I don't know if it's about like the cast, the other cast members that she was combined, like she was put together with in this particular movie, but like I feel like she did commendably well in her acting. She was so natural in her acting. I just feel like Lily was my best character in this movie, mainly because aside from the fact that it's Sonia Uche with a fantastic acting, I just like the fact that she had issues, right? She had issues and she was not a perfect person. In other places, I feel like the movie was actually a little bit dramatic because her own was extreme in this movie. I can't even lie. If you've seen it, you basically know what I'm talking about. But I like the fact that she was not perfect and she actually got to, to grow along the line, to learn from her mistakes and basically move forward and make amends and try to be like a bigger and a better person. It's really commendable. And then as for the performances of the other actors in the film, I feel like Maurice and Bobby, the guy that played the role of Bobby, the actor that played the role of Bobby, I don't know his name in real life, that actor, I think he did good. Like I've seen him in one other movie before, but like that's besides the point. I think he did good. Like the way he brought in like the right amount of energy that was required for this particular movie. You didn't find him at any point in time trying to do too much and trying to be in the spotlight be in the spotlight too much even when it was not required. I just like the fact that he stuck to his script, he stuck to the role that he was playing, and he just brought in the right amount of energy to just back up his role, and that was like, it's really, really commendable. And overall, I'll say that I really found this movie to be very interesting. I actually enjoyed this movie more than I thought I would when I started watching it. The only pitfalls or the only downsides to this particular movie, or the only things that I found to be kind of like a flaw in this movie, was the fact that the movie was unnecessarily long. Like it was actually unnecessarily prolonged. Like you would find in this particular movie that they would use like 5 different scenes to try and drive home one particular point in the movie. We get she's an obsessive girlfriend. You don't have to continue showing us scenes upon scenes upon scenes of how she was being obsessive about the boy and, you know, like craving his attention all the time, right? So I just felt like they made the movie to be unnecessarily long. The movie was 2 hours plus, and I honestly feel like most of the things that they did in that movie, they could have actually wrapped up everything and put everything together in an hour 30 minutes kind of, and would have been done. And that was like the only thing I found wrong about the movie. I mean, like, people should be fast. We have a lot of other movies to watch, right? But then I can't even lie, I feel like it was worth the time, because the movie was interesting, as it was entertaining, and it was actually a little bit of educative for people that, you know, might be having that kind of issue. They would probably learn a thing or two from there. And then I feel like the wardrobe and the overall costume in this movie was just spot on, especially Sonia Uche. I have to like give her a thumbs up and give her overall overall costume team their you know, their flowers, because you find a lot of Nollywood movies these days where people are overdressed for scenes. Because tell me why somebody is sleeping at night, or somebody is relaxing in their house and chilling in the comfort of their home, and their face is fully beat. But in this particular movie, you find that Sonia Uche was mainly dressed appropriately for every occasion. In the night, she looks like it's night. She's not wearing any unnecessary funny looking makeup. During the day, she looks like she's going out during the day. And even when she's going to see her boyfriend, her face, she's not wearing like some kind of unrealistic makeup that, you know, that nobody wears like in real life. Her makeup was actually very simple. The movie just gave like this kind of natural feeling from the way Sonia Uche always presented herself. She was not overly dressed. Her makeup was not too much. She basically just looked like this was her real life. When she's sleeping, there's no makeup on her face. When she's going to see her boyfriend, she's putting on just mild makeup that is almost invincible, almost not there. You hardly even be able to tell that she's wearing makeup, and it's actually really commendable. And I really feel like a lot of producers in this YouTube Nollywood space should actually learn from it, because the way they used to beat their faces in movies on this YouTube is really crazy. I like that they kept the makeup simple. I like that they kept like her overall dressing and her overall, you know, like personal presentation. I like that it was in tune with what she was acting. It was not excessive, and it was not, you know, like too little. Yeah, I think that's basically all I have to say about the movie. As to whether I would recommend you go check out this movie, yes, I would recommend it, because the movie is actually interesting, right? I actually like enjoyed watching this movie more than I actually thought that I would. So I'd highly recommend you go watch it. And for a rating, I think let me just say 6.5/10 is a fair rating, given the fact that there is nothing spectacular about the movie. It's just a very simple movie, simple, straightforward storyline. There are no plot twists, and the movie is like not a lot is going on in the movie, so there's nothing fantastically fascinating about it, aside from the fact that it's interesting, there's fantastic chemistry, and it is entertaining. That is basically just all that there is to the movie, right? So I think a 6.5/10 is a fair rating. Let me know how you feel, or how you felt about the movie when you saw it, and let me know how you would rate this movie in the comment section. I'd like to know your opinion about the movie. So, and if you aren't subscribed to this channel already, well, please click on the subscribe button. You know, what are you waiting for? Click on the subscribe button to get subscribed to this channel. Turn on your notifications to get notified whenever I put out new, awesome, and amazing content like this. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it. And that brings us to the end of this particular movie review. And until I come again to your screen next time, I remain your girl, Mimi Nasike. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love you all dearly, and God bless you. Bye.